I was delivered of my 2 children through cesarean operation, and it was pretty difficult.
First born me, and the second born no, the same thing.
Mrs. Dorcas Adekunle, or Iyatobi as she's fondly called, is one of the many women in Ogun State, Nigeria, who have had to learn the hard way the importance of child spacing.
I do not believe in the free family planning method at government hospitals. Although some work, others fail. I know of a woman who did family planning and she cannot give birth again because it affected her womb. Some people do it and it works for them, while others contract one ailment or the other. My husband once told me to do it, but I said I cannot do it because I know my body structure and body system. If I should get pregnant by mistake, I know what to do rather than doing family planning.
8 out of 10 women in rural Arepo, Ogun State had 1 or more children in close succession, and of the 80%, more than half had minor to major complications with their second pregnancies that ranged from excessive loss of blood, surgery, and in one unfortunate case, loss of the child. Child spacing, as the name suggests, is the practice of consciously creating an interval between pregnancies.
For family planning and by extension child spacing is important for a number of reasons. For example, in this environment, sometimes we have family sizes that become too difficult to manage. Okay. And when I say manage, we can mean anything from monetarily, even too difficult for the primary or secondary breadwinner to support. And when we also look at family size, most of the research says once a woman is giving birth to 4 children, anything more than that, she's putting herself at risk. Okay. And so there's many benefits to limiting your family size, or at least making educated decisions.
Dr. Abiola Ajayi, Medical Director, ROA Specialist Hospital in Arepo, on the importance of child spacing. There are quite a number of methods and options of child spacing, but how much information do women like Iyatobi know of?
The first one that most people actually prefer using but that is less effective in terms of being committed to it is the natural method, which is the calendar method. That's trying to count your fertile days and staying away on those days. Of course, one of the limitations is the fact that for you to even use this method, for any method at all, it's important that you and your partner agree.
Okay.
It's very important that there's a collaboration between the woman and her partner on the method to use. But for this in particular, it's actually more important because you know that both of you are going to have to stay away at some time. Yeah. So the calendar method, it can be used for bed spacing, but it requires a lot of commitment from both the man and the woman involved.
And a lot of patience.
Of course. Okay. And then another method is the barrier method. That is also common in a way, although most men are not very comfortable. But when we talk about the barrier method, we're talking about the male condoms, the female condoms, the diaphragms, just something you have to put in there. And one thing that is important is that for any time you want to have intercourse, you're going to have to use it because you're trying to space children. So it's not something it's something you have to be committed to say that for any time both of you are going to meet, you have to use the barrier. We're talking about the injectables. Talking about the implants, and also the intrauterine device, the hormonal intrauterine device. There is the hormonal and the non-hormonal. That's the copper T and the levonorgestrel. So under the hormonal method, pills, injectables, implants, patches. Although we don't really have much of that, you can also use a hormonal patch. For spacing, and then IUD, the hormonal IUD. And of course, the non-hormonal IUDs includes, which is copper T. There are actually 2 types of IUD. That's what I'm trying. The intrauterine device, there is a hormonal and
then there is non-hormonal.
Yes. Okay. So, and then other methods too. You could also use there's these spermicides. That's trying to use
That's like an insecticide for
something that will kill the sperm. So it's also something that will have to be used each time you want to have intercourse.
How is it taken?
It's usually put into the vagina. They actually come like chemical substances that you have to use. But I don't know how available they are. But they also use. In fact, most times it's advised to use it with the female diaphragms. which are also barrier, the kind of
methods.
So, but of course, when you're talking about child spacing, most times it's better to use a method that the woman that is convenient, and also kind of that the woman will accept. That is why for most people, when you're offering family planning services, you have to cancel them,
the couple together.
Of course, tell them everything about the method, so that if most time you can even tell them you can go home, come back tomorrow and think about it and tell us what the one that you would prefer. So, but of course, all the reversible methods of family planning can be used for child spacing, depending on the individual involved.
Iyatobi takes us into her emotional journey, having to deal with complications that arose from having her 2 babies in less than 2 years.
My husband and I agreed on it because my first child was not up to 1 year before I got pregnant of the second child. And the doctor said because I had my children through CS, I have to wait for about 4 years before having another.
It will be once you are not ready to have a baby, then you should put a plan in place to prevent it. Absolutely, so that the issue of making mistakes, the issue of saying, oh, we are not ready for this baby, will not actually come up. And talking about the robbers now, we have both the male and the female. You know, in this part of our world, we don't usually understand the fact that female too usually have robbers. We do have female robbers that a woman can use, and she's protected against pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases.
In the 2016 UNH6 report, statistics showed that 1 in 3 married women want to wait at least 2 years before their next birth. But what social support is provided for these women?
Actually, there are family planning clinics in all the states in Nigeria. And I'm very sure more than one in most. So in most government hospitals, they have family planning departments. In fact, in all almost even the primary health centers, some of them, they have family planning clinics. And even this year, they started talking about increasing family planning clinics in the country. So they are available.
How effective are the various methods of family planning, which in turn are usually utilized for child spacing? Dr. Tunde Okewale, Chief Medical Director, St. Ives Specialist Hospital, Lagos, Nigeria, elaborates.
Will depend on how old you are, how often you have sex, and whether you follow instructions. Now, as far as natural family planning is concerned, that last word I said is very important. How
following instructions.
Now, if 100 sexually active women who are not using any form of contraception continually have sex throughout the whole year, 80 to 90% of them will become pregnant within 1 year. Now, if one uses natural family method and one has been taught and properly instructed in its use, now it is up to 99% effective. But watch
that's if you follow instructions,
because it's very, very important, you know. So what it means is up to 1 in 100 women will get pregnant in a year using natural family planning if they follow the instructions carefully, you know. So that is the key. And when you do natural family planning, like we said earlier on, there are 3 indicators. You are recording your body temperature, you are recording your cervical mucus secretion, and you also know the length of your menstrual cycle. You know, if you use the 3 together, because some people just use one of them, if you use the 3 together, it increases the effectiveness of natural family planning. But like I said earlier on, it depends on how old you are. If you decide to use natural family planning, if you're using it at the age of 40 and above, of course it's going to be very effective.
These family planning services, they are offered close to free. I think most times what the woman has to pay for is probably the registration, then maybe doing a test, because most times you have to be sure the woman is not pregnant before you do any of the method, which you might have to do a pregnancy test. You pay for that, and then pay for the consumables that are used.
Usually inexpensive.
Yeah, they might just a little amount, so to say. So they are available. There are family planning clinics in almost all government hospitals, and of course private anyway. But at least in terms of saying the ones that are affordable and accessible for every primary, if you can, anywhere you are, can ask around the government facilities that are there, the government hospitals that are around there. You'll have a family planning unit.
The question is, when is it ideal to have another child?
First of all, medically, it's not safe. It is not recommended to get pregnant within 6 months of your previous pregnancy. You really want to give your body a chance to recover, rejuvenate from that previous one. Then the other thing you look at, you have to look at that money. Children are expensive. Can you afford to bring another child into the world, and how close to the first one? You also have to look at things like your psychological stress in your career. You know, for most women, they often have to interrupt whatever they're doing, either at work or in school, to bear a child, or at least to deliver. So by the time you take all those things into account, you can now come up with an optimal spacing. Without knowing anybody's, pocket and career goals, we usually recommend somewhere between 18 to 24 months as ideal spacing between a first and a second child.
Many women opt for abortion as a result of poor or non-existent family planning. We went on the street to find out what the people think about this.
I want to give birth to my children. Maybe if I want to give birth to 3 or 4, I should give them space, like 2 years space. And after that, I'll be okay. And that is all.
I already have my children born, and I don't think I'm having another one anymore. So I have between 2.5 years between my children, and it's been a wonderful experience, because I can remember vividly my first child was one helping house. I will advise, not like me, I spaced my children 2.5 years. The last was 3.5, and that's as to other women, if they couldn't, so it depends on individual. But to me, my own opinion is that at least 2 years would be better, so that you can be able to have a healthy, fit organization, nation, and community. And that will really make a woman to be strong, fit to take care of the woman she has on
2 years. Probably to ensure me, number one, to be able to take care of the little child better. And also, to me, I believe 2 years that gap of 2 years will give me the time to heal myself, get ready for another child. And also, when the child is 2 years, the child can help me when I have a new baby to take care of the younger one also. So 2 years will be fine.
Child, I would like 2 years each for each child to space my children. I don't really like so much gap in between my kids. So just 2 years, just a duration of 2 years each would be good for child spacing of my children.
Okay, I would like to give them a gap of like 2-4 years. First, like I would promote for like the first, different between first and second, like 2 years, then the second, third, 4 years.
I like to finish giving birth before a particular age, so I can pursue what I want to call in the future. That's the most reason why I used to wait for my child.
It's easier raising them together. So I could say, okay, maybe when a child is a bit independent, like, okay, can do basic things for himself, I just have the next one, then raise them up together. And while sometimes it's stressful, I know what I go through with this little on my back, so I just want him to be able to, okay, start school, he can speak, and he can maybe like motivate his younger one, maybe like 3 years, max 2 years. I think that's it, max 2 years.
For me, child spacing depends on both the husband and wife.
Some agree that they should rush their children within the space of 1 year, they should get another baby. But for me, I believe that the child should be well groomed enough before you have another child. So 2 to 3 years maximum is okay.
Why? Because each one, when you see the senior one, you will know them. Yeah, they will not be growing equal. So we know the difference between their age. That is it.
The answer is entirely within your call. But health-wise, it is imperative that a woman recovers from one pregnancy and childbirth before embarking on the next. It is also important that the decision is reached as a couple to allow for ample mental and financial preparation from both mother and father. This is a production of WFM 91.7, Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families.